everyone. Welcome to the kind of kickoff call for this focused trade mission to Canada coming up in the beginning of September, more specifically September 2nd through the 4th. Some other dates to keep in mind, or another big date to keep in mind, is July 3rd, which will be the registration deadline for this event. We're looking to have a goal of 18 participants. Last year, our mission to Canada had 12 participants, so looking to get even more, which I think will be definitely possible, and you know, we'll work towards that. The activity coordinator for this event is Alyssa, with the assistant coordinator of Anik. Food export staff contact is Vivian, and I am the recruitment lead. I guess, quick itinerary for the mission. On Tuesday the 2nd, it'll be kind of the travel day, and then there'll be a group dinner at 6:30 that night. Wednesday, we'll start off with a breakfast briefing, followed by retail tours, and then for Thursday, it's meetings, then a labeling presentation, and then more meetings. So short and sweet, but packed full of information and meetings. So, and with that, I'll turn it over to Deb for more in-depth information about the market.
Thanks, Grant. We can stay on this page for a quick second before we move to the next. We're really looking forward to hosting everybody in September. It is a short but sweet mission. We really see a lot of value in coming out and giving you the opportunity on day one, the day after your arrival. There will be a breakfast briefing, so we'll go over in a little greater detail some of the market demographics that we'll speak to very high level today. And that retail tour is really helpful. It will give you an opportunity to see some of our national retailers, look at shelf space, look at who your competitors could be, and help kind of ground you for your meetings, which will take place the following day. Those will be one-on-one speed dating style meetings, followed by that Canadian labeling presentation. There are some nuances when it comes to our market, so we will not only have that presentation available, but we will also make our specialists available for one-on-one meetings as well to speak specifically to your products. And a friendly shout out that the branded program can also support you in your journey to moving your products into the Canadian market. We'll quickly go over a couple of key stats about our market. So if we go to the next slide, we are one of the top 4 agricultural trading partners, coming in at number 2 last year. We also share a very large border with the States, which means that there are benefits from a transportation and logistics perspective. We do have a common culture, language, and time zones. And the US is known, or US products are known in our market for their quality and for their ingredients. So a lot of work has already been done to kind of reinforce the quality that comes with US products, making it a strong consideration for Canadians. We go to the next slide. Again, just a very high-level look. Canada is the number 1 US export market for consumer-oriented products. We are consistently in that first and second spot and have been for many, many years, and we don't see that changing anytime soon. When it comes to the types of products that we look to import, cereal, bakery goods, and pasta are right up there at the top, as are red meats, including processed meats, fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, non-alcoholic beverages, prepared foods, chocolate, cocoa, condiments and sauces, and processed fruits and vegetables. So if you have a product that is in any of these categories, we strongly recommend you considering the Canadian Focused Trade Mission. Our population is small but mighty. We do like to call out our population is about the size of the state of California. So while there may not be as many of us as there are of you, we are widely dispersed across the country. With that said, 61% of Canadians live in Ontario and Quebec. That's when thinking about your export opportunities into the country, just some things to keep in mind. Also, majority of Canadians live within 140 miles of borders. So again, reinforcing that logistics and transportation is slightly beneficial based on the Northwest and Mideast locations of your companies. The next slide talks a little bit about our demographic breakout. So median age is 41 years. We do see an aging population. So people over the age of 50 are comprising about 38% of our population and control over half of the nation's discretionary spending. We are continuing to see strong growth from immigration, with immigrants now currently making up about 23% of our population. We're a very diverse country, and we do have over 100 languages spoken in major cities, though English and Canadian French are our two national languages. Again, just including some demographics there on percentage born overseas in our major cities, Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. With that comes opportunities for a diverse range of cultural flavors and tastes. We also shop a little bit differently than the US. The next slide has a quick overview of how we shop and where we shop. We are not as strong in e-commerce, though that is certainly growing. But we predominantly shop at a traditional chain grocery store. About 53% of us shop there at least once a week, with discount growing. Within the last 2 years, we have even started to see some of our higher end national banners convert some of their stores into discount locations, just given current times. The next slide goes into, again, coping with inflation. So what our shoppers are starting to do to manage costs. This can include buying items on reduced price or clearance, buying fewer impulse items, or buying fewer groceries in general. We believe in quality, so you aren't seeing a lot of brands switching taking place at this moment in time. But I would also say our private label market is very robust. It is comprised of about 61% of consumer packaged goods, and as you can see in the data and stats, it is purchased with great frequency, often to save money, because they feel the quality is similar, or if something was out of stock. But private label is very, very large and a great opportunity in the Canadian market. In terms of key trends and key drivers, natural, organic, and clean label ingredients continues to do really, really well in our market. Prepared foods are also surging in preference as we become a more fast-paced market, with snack also driving this purchase. Plant-based foods are still seeing strong growth, with 32% willing to reduce meat. So lots of great opportunities if you do have a plant-based product. Common call outs on packaging that also do well are allergen-free and gluten-free, sugar-free, trans fat-free, low sodium, and non-GMO. Again, because of that surge in convenience, portable foods, such as snack foods, specifically those that are high in protein, continue to do really well in our market. But we also have a sweet tooth, and we are also looking for those one-off indulgences. So specialty does continue to show strong growth, especially in Quebec in particular. So lots of great opportunities for indulgent products, but again, more on that portion controlled perspective. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a strong immigrant community. 28% of Canadians will be foreign-born by 2030, and with that, we are continuing to see a strong surge in ethnic foods and flavors. Functional foods continues to be a buzzword here, and non-alcoholic cocktails are popping up everywhere. Based on those earlier slides, we are still seeing value priced come in quite strong and will likely continue for the near future. And Canadian made is also popping up. So just something to be aware of. We are starting to see more of an interest in purchasing Canadian, though we know that not everything can be Canadian, and we are willing to purchase outside of that for the right product, so long as it has that quality standpoint behind it. I've talked a little bit about our key retailers. We have 3 national retailers across the country, Loblaw, Sobeys, and Metro. Both Loblaw and Sobeys are fully national, while Metro does comprise of locations in Ontario and Quebec only. But again, because of that 61% of our population being based in that core area, it does account for quite a few doors. All retailers offer private label products. They also have ethnic banners as well. So Loblaws has T&T, Sobeys has Chalo and Freshco, and Metro has Adonis. And they also have discount banners as well. That's not to say that we don't have, and if you go to the next slide, independent and specialty independent. We do see 6,000 independent stores in those categories, as well as smaller natural and organic chains. We also have Costco and Walmart Canada, which are on the list. They're just not one of our top 3 national retailers. One thing we like to call out, if you are thinking about coming to our market, is we do operate a little bit differently when it comes to the role of brokers and distributors. And this is due primarily to the fact, because of the fact that our retailers are so consolidated. So we are very relationship based when it comes to making purchase decisions. And what that means is we do not see buyers tend to go direct to a supplier to make a purchase. They go to their brokers and their distributors to pitch them on what that new product is that they should be taking on and offering. So just wanted to give a very quick rundown of the role of a distributor versus a broker, because those would be who we would be working to set up meetings with for you if you do plan on attending this mission. So on the next slide, we give a little overview of distributors. So they will take ownership of your product, they will warehouse your products, they will support you in the importation of your products. And it is very important for products with limited shelf life. They're really more order takers than sales drivers. So they will house your products, and for the first year or so, you might start to receive a lot of sales from them. But we do encourage you to think through your long term and who are going to be your boots on the ground to really push for getting your products into new stores and new doors. Distributors typically have a catalog with online sales options. They house thousands of SKUs, and their margins are usually in that 25 to 35% of the wholesale price. A broker would be your boots on the ground. They'd be your dedicated Canadian sales representative. They would work with you to build a market strategy for entry. They represent fewer principals, and so typically do require exclusivity, which is not a bad thing. If you are a pasta sauce supplier and you're interviewing potential brokers or brand managers, you want someone who's going to only take on one pasta sauce and it's going to be yours. You don't want to have someone who's also trying to sell in three others. You want your primary focus to be on your product. And so that's typically why exclusivity is required. They have strong head office relationships, so they are going to be the ones that are speaking with those rotating buyers from the national retailers. And they have the strength to negotiate listings, obtain the best distribution costs. Again, this all comes back to really building that market strategy for you, can provide you with business insights, and brokers and distributors both can be situated to support you, whether you're looking for food service, whether you're an industrial or manufacturing product, or whether you're a retailer. And that's really why this focus trade mission is so key. Is it's your opportunity to share a little bit about what you are looking for and have them tell you where they think you could go and figuring out that best match. Brokerage fees are averaging in that 5% range. Though for new products, they could also arrange a startup or a retainer fee in those first few months as they work through your market strategy, as they support with any kind of logistics or import support, and then we'll move over to the percentage point once your product has been established on shelves. So that's a little bit about our market and what the mission will look like. Our contact information is here, but we really would love to welcome you in September. We've been doing this for many, many years and have seen a lot of projects or products come through, and it's always such a pleasure to see them when they hit shelves.
Grant, I know you talked a little bit about the registration deadline. We do have the participation fee up here as well, and you can find out more on our website. So just wanted to put that slide up, and then we're going to finish off with just some liaison contact information. These are the folks in each of the respective markets for the states. So I'll leave this contact info up here for suppliers to reach out to their respective liaisons if there are questions. That being said, are there any questions for this particular presentation? Any questions about the mission? If so, please let us know. All right, if not, we will go ahead and wrap this up. We will post this to the website so that anyone who maybe missed this particular call is able to check out a little bit more about the mission. I actually did see one question about food service. Oh, sorry, one sec. Can you talk a little bit about food service versus retail for this particular mission, Deb?
Sure. So two pieces to this. One, the retail tour might not be as relevant to you, but what we do is once everybody or once participants sign up, we will have a one-on-one call to learn specifically about your product, what your goals are, and to dive a little deeper into what you're looking to achieve. From there, we will then develop some outreach and engage with our list of representatives to set up those customized meetings. So if you are a product that is catered to the food service industry, what we would do is we would promote your products to those brokers and distributors who specialize in the food service space. So we have many contacts across Canada, whether you're looking to, enter or looking for national representation or regional representation. We kind of go into all of that nitty-gritty during that one-on-one call and build out a tailored approach to make sure we're setting up the right types of meetings that match your products.
Awesome. Deb, it looks like there's another question around, are there still quotas for dairy and deli items to get into Canada?
Yes, the short answer is yes. If you have a dairy product, you can still participate, but full transparency, it is a little bit more challenging due to the quota system. Deli is typically fine. We don't take poultry. So poultry specifically also has a quota attached to it. What that means is that we would need to set up meetings with someone who is a quota holder, and that is a little bit more complex. We have been successful in past with some alcohol, though that situation has changed as well for our market. So it would depend on what your product is, but we tend to suggest that it's probably not the best opportunity if you do have a dairy product. And by dairy, it needs to be over 50% of weight in whatever product it is you're bringing in.
All right, sounds good. We do have one more question about K-12 representation. My apologies, I'm not familiar with that. Deb, is that something that you're familiar with, K-12 representation?
No. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know if the participant, if you could expand on what it is that you're looking for, but I'm not familiar with that term either. Apologies.
Oh, school districts, K-12.
Oh, I see. It's interesting that you asked this question. It came up this week at NRA as well. In Canada, our school system operates a little bit differently. In the sense that we do not have school cafeterias for the most part. Sometimes in a high school, you can get a cafeteria, but it's very different than the US market. So we do have representatives and support for colleges and universities, but less so on the elementary side of things. We don't have school lunches the way the US has school lunches.
Do most kids just bring their lunch and eat in their
Yeah.
classroom? Okay.
Yeah, so they sit in their classroom and they bring their bagged lunch from home. There are some times where a school may work with a food service supplier to bring in a pizza. So you might have pizza day once a week, but yeah, no cafeterias.
Interesting. Good to know. Thanks.
Yeah.
Interesting. Awesome. Very insightful. I think that is it on time today. If there are any other questions, please reach out to your respective liaison. But Deb, thank you again for the overview. Thanks everyone who could attend. And again, we will put this recording up on the website in case anyone needs to reference contact information or any of the stuff that we talked about on today's call.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.